Let's talk about helping our foster care youth plan for what's next as they transition out of the foster programs. And Beyond Living provides such an amazing next step for those that are coming out of these foster programs. And it's so important because remember, Beyond Living is an integrated housing and vocational training program, which means we not only provide the housing for our participants, but we also equip them with jobs out of the gate and then put them into unique training and education so that they are set on a path for amazing success as they continue on to their next journey in life. So foster care is such an important community for us to focus on and serve with the Beyond Living program. And we're going to talk in just a little bit about how we prepare our youth for this program. But let me take a step back and talk about why foster care is so important to us as a key community that we want to help serve. Some of you may already be aware of some of the disheartening statistics that are out there as we look at those that age out of foster care. In fact, some studies show that as many as 20% of those aging out of foster care will end up homeless and 70% incarcerated within 2 years. So when we think about why helping our young adults coming out of these foster care programs, this is our opportunity to get ahead of the destruction, to get in front of it. We already know that individuals are going to be hitting a certain age at 18, no longer being able to be supported by foster programs the way that they might have been, and the families end up replacing their place in a foster care home, leaving these young adults with nowhere to go and no real path forward. So if we can get ahead of it, we can stop the drug abuse, the domestic violence, the crimes, everything that leads to a spiral downward as our young adults grow into later years in life. And ultimately, we could change their whole path forward. So that's one of the reasons for us that it's so important to get ahead of this and help our foster communities know in advance what the Beyond Living program can do for them. There's also another benefit for our young adults in that a lot of our programs are going to be well suited for young adults. And what I mean by that is some of our job tracks are in the areas of internet marketing, where you're talking about jobs that are computer based. And we all know that generally speaking, our younger generations are better with technology than older generations. Now, there's obviously exceptions to that, but generally speaking, our young adults can adapt and learn those technologies much faster. And to be honest, that space is an area where it can create amazing careers and income for those that go down that particular job track. So helping our young adults get not only exposed to that, but maybe even start off right off the gate into a internet or more computer IT based track might be able to be a game changer for their future. There's other types of job tracks that also require more physical energy and labor, which a lot of our young adults can have a lot more physical abilities than some of our older communities, and certainly those that have, think about our veteran communities that maybe have gotten injured while serving us. They don't have some of the physical abilities for those types of roles. So having young adults that can take on those particular job tracks is a way, again, to instantly get them started, employed, and start the vocational training program. Now, there's another element even further beyond that, which is certainly there are lots of programs out there, and a lot of times our young adults can actually go to college for free, covered by government programs for those that have come out of foster care. But there's a little bit of a downside to that in that there are many young adults that maybe can't stay focused in a classroom. It's not their best learning environment. They don't do well taking tests. They don't do well in that type of structure, and they're not interested in going to college. They're ready to start earning income now. And let's be honest, how many people go to college for 4 years and then at the end don't even have a job or don't even get a job in the careers that they were studying for while in college? So our vocational training program gets them instant employment and income, so they're starting to save right off the get-go. If you think about when you go to college, not only do you have all those pressures of studying and all these classes, you've got to still have, even with scholarships, you still got to have some money to have some living expenses. So a lot of times, young adults aren't interested in going down the full college career path, even though that's an opportunity that's granted in front of them. So this provides a different track where they could start learning, working, and saving all at the same time. So in a fraction of the time in college, they can already be stabilized and have their own place, maybe their own cars. And this is, again, just another option that we need to open up and share with our young adult community so that they can plan ahead. So those are just some of the many reasons why it's so important for us to get ahead of our foster care community and help them learn in advance how to prepare for what's next in their journeys. So what does that look like and how do we do that? Well, it's going to be important to get the message out to our foster care communities that Beyond Living exists and what it's about and how the program works, because even at 14, 15, 16 years old, 17 years old, they can be looking ahead and have a sense of hope that they say, I know what I want to do. I want to go into this track. I want to start getting myself ready. If I want to get into, let's say, the IT track, the internet marketing, they could actually start some of the pre-education work ahead of time so they have a jump start. There can be some foundational skills training that they can have to, again, accelerate their path so when they enter the Beyond Living program in more of a formal manner, they can shorten that window to their ultimate success and grow. Remember, we break the program into 3 different phases, and you can learn all about those in a separate video on our vocational training program. But this gives them that opportunity to accelerate that path and hit to the outcome and great successes even faster. Now, there's also opportunities that we might be able to employ some of those that are not yet 18 years old, because that is a requirement to take advantage of the residency availability that's part of Beyond Living. But there are job opportunities that may be open for some of our young adults so that they could start building skills or at least earning income and start building up savings and start having an actual bank account and savings account. And that's so powerful for a young adult to start feeling a sense of sustainability, self-sustainability, that they can do this, that they don't have to be reliant on other people. So when they end up leaving their foster care communities, they don't end up completely spinning circles wondering, what do I do next? I can't make it on my own. They already have that confidence. So part of this pre-work, it can be everything from, as I mentioned earlier, educational training, skills training, job opportunities, and then when they cross into becoming an official adult, 18 years old or older, they can migrate into the Beyond Living program in a full fashion as it fits with their plan. So our whole goal is to create that planning process and that transition plan for these young adults. Again, starting even in their teens, saying, hey, what are you thinking you want to do with your life? Let's help get you on that path and make sure you have those skills. Now, keep in mind, even though I've been talking very heavily here about those coming out of foster care, there are a lot of individuals that are not in the foster care program that are just young adults that are struggling with either homelessness or on the verge of homelessness. They might be in youth programs that are helping them get by. They might be in a family environment that is going to behoove them to leave their family residence when they hit 18 because there's a destructive nature happening there. So everything I just described about helping people in advance applies to any young adult, not just those in our foster care programs. So as always, if you know someone that might be a good candidate for Beyond Living, please share the link at beyondliving.org, and right online there they can fill out an online application. We can work with them to come up with a transition plan if they're not yet 18. And if you have connections to any organizations that help our youth, whether it's foster care programs, whether it's homeless youth programs, or even just rehabilitation programs for youth, please connect them up with us as well, as we'd love to create a plan and a pathway with these organizations so that we can have smooth transitions as individuals graduate from one program and move them right into the next and create the best success opportunities. And you can always help support Beyond Living by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and sharing this video with others so that we can get the word out and make an even greater impact. I want to thank you in advance for all your continued support.